Called Trevor. He's one of the largest developers in the state of Arizona. He has some crazy projects going on right now, so we thought maybe we could stop by some of them, see the construction process, see what it really looks like, and show the student what it's all about.
We need to grab a poster board and a marker. I think this is his first time flying besides when he was a little kid. We're gonna give him a little sign and we're gonna be like, hey, like, Marcus, like, we're his chauffeurs. It's gonna be really funny.
They know who's been around and holy balls. Hey, you Dusty? Nope.
Is this how big we want, Pete?
Yeah. And it's on clearance, dude. See, look, this is what being a real estate investor is all about. It's finding these good deals. Well, we're saving 30 cents. So we could wholesale this to somebody and make a 15-cent profit like that. See, it's true. This is the stuff that they don't teach you at Harvard Business School.
You shake it?
I don't know that I want this one, actually. This is why it's on sale. There we go, this is better. We have another student, Scott, who...
It's over $250,000 assigned. Earnest money in. You want to talk about a life-changing story? This was him on a call I had with him the other day. You can just hear
7:30 tonight. Man, bro, I just, like, really, like brother to brother, man. Like, I'm so fucking grateful, man. Thank you so much for just what you guys have put together, man. Truly, dude. Like, I feel fucking alive again, man, for the first time in like truly, not like bullshit, not like going out and just smashing chicks and making money and kind of getting by, but like truly, man, like I see it on the horizon, man. Like what I can fucking do, man, for my family, for my future, like all that shit, dude. And it's like, it's just invaluable, man. Like I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart.
The video goes on and on about him talking about that, but that's what makes it worth it to Tyson and I, is seeing people's lives change like that. The normal wholesale grind is hard. I mean, the normal grind in anything you're doing is hard. And I'm not saying that luxury is the easy path, but it's the path that can get you to the life that you want, truly.
It's just the right path, you know? It's like if you just have like the nuts just to be like, yeah, no, I'll call somebody and I'll offer them $2 million for their property. The world is your oyster. But just too many people are scared of it because they have limiting beliefs in themselves.
Mm-hmm. And now, since you guys are doing luxury, the typical median home price wholesaling, you're trying to get 50, 60 cents on the dollar. For a luxury, can you offer more?
Here's the craziest part about luxury, and this is the God's honest truth, is we can oftentimes offer the seller, I would say the majority of the time, offer the seller what they would have netted if they sold traditionally on the market. Why does that work? If we talk about a $2 million price point, they're going to pay real estate agents on both sides, title and escrow fees. Between all the commissions and closing costs, it's typically 7 to 8%. 8% of $2 million is $160,000. So I've had agents before, or I've had sellers before tell me, oh, my agent said I could list for $2 million. And I say, you know what, I agree. I think you probably could. But in that scenario, you're going to be netting, what, 1.84 for your property. That's what's going to hit your bank account when all is said and done. I'll give you 1.88, 40 grand more than what you would have netted on the market, and guess what? I can still make a $120,000 assignment fee. That's why it's so much better. And the reason we're able to offer close to market value or at or above is because the lack of inventory for luxury properties. These developers have no choice but to buy from us because there's not a lot of inventory on the market. If you go into Paradise Valley and search for an acre lot, you're only going to find 4, 5, 6 of them, and there's probably issues with a lot of those, or they're crazy overpriced. We can go in and be that void for these developers that are hungry for more deals. And the reason they're hungry for more deals is because they're making multiple millions on the back end, unlike your average flipper who's making $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 on a flip. And that's if everything goes perfectly. The margin of error is so much smaller when you're flipping a house and you have a small amount to make on the back end. When you have 2, 3 million on the back end, paying a wholesaler $100 grand assignment fee doesn't ruin the deal. But that just can't happen in a traditional deal. In order to make a 6-figure assignment fee with the average home price in America, which is $400 or $500 grand, yeah, you literally have to go in there and tell them, like, yeah, hey, I need to get this at 40% of what it's actually worth for me to go make $100 grand. You feel better about yourself 100% dealing with these luxury sellers, and the reason is because Tyson and I always say that there's some mixed transparency and mixed I don't know, what's the word you usually use for it? Like, it's hard to be completely honest with someone when you're talking about a normal wholesale deal, because you're trying to squeeze in any amount of money you can make into that deal. When you're talking to a normal seller, you can say, yeah, you know what? I'm working with a developer on this deal. I'm going to get the property under contract, and I'm going to partner with the developer on it. That's the God's honest truth, and you feel a lot better when you put your head to sleep at night when you gave someone more than what they would have netted on the market if they had sold with a real estate agent. It feels better to be offering people what their property is actually worth.
When I was buying this truck, the sales guy was like, oh, so you're gonna like take it off-roading and shit like that? Like, you bought a race truck. And I was like, fuck no, dude. I'm gonna use this to haul groceries, dude. There's the only thing that's gonna be in here are suitcases and golf clubs. Look at that shit right there, dude. Look, we got you a sign.
Wow.
What's up,
How are you, bro? Good to see you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man. Look at our sign we just made for you.
That's a hell of a sign.
I got started in 2020. My first year I did pretty well. My second year I made over $1 million. The thing that was most helpful for me when I was first getting started was seeing other people on the phone, like talking to sellers, like, okay, what are they saying? What kind of questions? How are they dealing with things? I was like, I'm just gonna do that because if I record myself doing this, I know I'm gonna have to like be it like the very best I can because I don't want to look like an idiot. And I started doing that, and so number one, I got a lot better at sales from it.
You guys are gonna
also people got to watch, and you know, started to like build a community from things like that, and people wanted to learn, and so I started showing people, and it just made my business explode. I started teaching people how to do this, and now all of a sudden they're bringing me deals, we're doing stuff, I'm able to sell deals to them because they start to, you know, build our network in their little pocket across the country.
I would have been lost if I didn't have somebody like you to kind of imitate.
Well, I'll tell you what, the thing is that is the thing to do. Go find somebody who's like doing it and say, okay, hey, look, I can just like copy and paste that, and that's what I'm doing with everything. So there's Arcadia and there's Arcadia Light, and there's not like actual boundaries or whatever. People disagree on what it is, but you can tell. Like,
Arcadia Lights, what, like 2 and 4?
Yeah. See, he already knows the market here.
I already know it. Yeah, you got it. The whole thing is you want to get fucking as close as you can to Camelback. So Thomas is a main road that we just passed. So it goes Thomas, then we have Indian School right here, and the next one is Camelback Road.
Yep.
And just the more you keep going this way, the better it gets.
This mountain always has helicopters circling it because people think they can go, tourists come here and think they can go hike the mountain in the summer with no water and end up having to have the fire department helicopter them up.
It's an insane fucking hike. It's like literal rock climbing. Like you're getting on your fucking hands and knees. Hey, we're with Bink Development.
You'll see the view from ours and why certain lots are worth more when they have like a killer view. These properties have elevators in them. So this is going to be the main living area, kitchen and everything. There's an elevator shaft right there, staircase that goes up. I think the house is like 9,000 square feet, but this is the major selling point. Developers will offer neighbors. They'll say, hey, I'll give you 25 grand and I'll pay for the trees to be cut just so I get a better view. I have a property right now I have under contract, and I had a developer say, hey, I'll buy that from you if you can get that neighbor to cut that tree down because it makes my view so much better from the backyard. And I was like, what kind of numbers are we talking? And he's like, I'd go as high as 50,000. So they'll pay 50 grand. No, they'll go pay that seller 50 grand just to cut his tree down. Yeah. So I went and knocked on the door and was like, hey, are you open to cutting that tree down? He's like, oh, I love the tree. And I said, do you love the tree or $50,000? So he's still debating on it right now. The view, that's the master bedroom, and it's going to be a balcony that just looks over all of Camelback Mountain. But again, the challenge with this lot is a wash right here. Thankfully, the majority of the lot was, like, that's where the lot line is over here. It limits your building envelope so much because you can't do anything with that. The city won't let you build whatsoever. No, I didn't wholesale this one. The guy I work with, that he owns this property and is developing it. I've sold a bunch of properties too, and he's one of the largest developers in Paradise Valley.
It's a really good interview with him inside the academy.
They do like $250 million a year.
Hang on to your rafters, I'll pull it over.
So 2 stories in Paradise Valley, sometimes are harder to sell. You almost have to put an elevator in them, or else you're limiting your buyer pool to the older people don't want to go up and down stairs to their bedroom. One of the things that matters to homeowners that are going to go purchase a house that's 12, 13, 14, up to $25, $30 million is the view. So this developer chose a lot with an amazing view of the iconic Camelback Mountain. Why does that matter so much? That mountain is located right in the center of Paradise Valley, and it's essentially just it's a money piece. If your view from your lot can show that, it's worth dramatically more than if it doesn't. And on top of that, we were just talking about, we were down on the ground level over here, and your view is obstructed a little bit by some trees. One thing developers will actually do, because the view is so important, is they'll go to the neighbors who have overgrown trees and say, hey, we'll actually pay you. And I've had developers offer a neighboring property up to $50,000 just to tear down some of their trees so that that view gets better. That's the kind of money we're talking about compared to a property that has no views to one that does. It's worth, I mean, up to $300,000-$400,000 on the initial buy price of what a developer will pay if something has a view of the mountain. So this one, clearly, it's a showstopper. We're standing on the second floor, looking out over the master bedroom on the balcony right here, and it's a clear shot of Camelback Mountain, which 100% is going to be one of the biggest selling points of this house when the developer throws it on the market in 6 to 12 months.
Rich people, they love dick measuring contests, right? It's why they pay so much money to have art hung up in their house, or they pay so much money to have a Ferrari that they can't even drive because if they put miles on it, it'll be worth nothing, right? None of that all pales in comparison to having something like that, right? That's the ultimate flex piece. It's the ultimate showstopper.
So this one has a 4-car garage, but then the reason that side is so much higher is so you can put lifts in it. So you can pull in your 2 cars, lift them up, throw 2 more under it. So it turns like a 4-car garage into a 6 to 8-car garage.
Now we are headed over to Fanful, which is actually your first deal. I mean, first deal that's going to close, right? A property that you found while he was in South Carolina. You offered $2.125 million to the seller?
Yep.
Got it signed under contract, which, by the way, how much EMD did you have on that deal?
$100.
$100 EMD on a $2.125 million. But you were able to do that because you told the guy straight up, right? You're like, hey, I work with developers. Like, I'm not the buyer.
That's right. Exactly.
And how much is he potentially going to make on this?
$125K?
125.
And that's your first deal?
First one.
Every market comes with its own challenges that you have to learn about. For example, Arizona, you have washes, you have the view, you have which specific area it's in. It varies street by street, the lot size, the lot shape. I've asked that same question when I first got into it. I was like, eventually they're all going to be redeveloped. But by the time that happens, all the ones from 25 years ago or 20 years ago that were developed are going to be teardowns again. It's just going to be this constant cycle.
But also, as they're developed, that's all new comps that open up. So a new property all of a sudden gets developed right here. Now all of a sudden that raises the price of this guy right here, right? And then this stuff like expands, like the areas get bigger.
That happens, and then also you just keep recycling through what's a new build and what's a teardown. Because, I mean, they're tearing down properties right now that were built in like early 2000s, left and right, and mid 2000s. I mean, I sold one a couple months ago that was a 2005 build that was a teardown. So that will start to happen in 10, 15 years after all the ones we're done with wholesaling. The other ones will be teardowns. And then additionally what happens, you have a market like Paradise Valley with a huge amount of saturation of wealth. Everywhere around that starts to become more valuable. There's an area called Cactus Corridor. That didn't used to be very valuable 3 or 4 years ago. It's recently started to pick up a lot of value because it's the closest place to Paradise Valley that also has acre properties or half-acre properties where they can build these homes. You don't get the same on the back end. They're buying a lot there for a half acre for $1.2 million and building for $3 million and then selling it for $6 million. You don't get the same premium as over here, but naturally when one area starts to have a lot of luxury development happening and wealth come in, everywhere around it starts to have an increase in price as well. The biggest buyers that you talk to will have clear, strict boundaries. I won't buy anything siding a major road. I won't buy anything that has a wash. I won't buy anything XYZ. They have, and they live by those rules because it's the only way they can mitigate as much risk as possible. Marcus, when you realized that your first deal was going to be $125,000, what was that like for you? Kind of walk me through. What was that like in your head?
It's kind of surreal. I mean, that's what I was hoping to make, and I wasn't going to end up making it in traditional. And to do that in one deal, and I got that deal in 2 or 3 weeks after starting luxury, and just kind of crazy. You made that much money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're 21 years old. You're from a small town in South Carolina. You get a deal for $2.125 million under contract in your first few weeks, and then you get it assigned for $125,000 profit. Walk me through how that happened.
Yeah, so just a cold outreach to the seller, smarter contacts. That's a big move for me too, getting smarter contacts. Just reached out to them, and they were pretty easy on the price. So obviously it's $400,000 over. They came to 2.125. Got it locked up and sold in 4 or 5 days, I think.
How much time did you spend on the phone with the seller prior to getting it under contract?
Not much time at all. I think they didn't give me a yes on the first phone call, but I was pretty confident they were going to say yes.
But like, I mean, give it like how much time? Like, did you spend an hour total on the phone with them? 2 hours, 45 minutes?
That first phone call was maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and we've had
How much?
Like 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And we've had a little couple-minute conversations here and there about things during the transaction, but yeah.
See,
a lot of
You know how many
texting.
people out there say, "Oh, you have to stay on the phone
God, that was me.
for over an hour before
yeah.
you make an offer with someone."
Building rapport.
Yeah, it's just not the case.
No.
It might be for the traditional side of things. It might help, but in this, I mean, I don't know many sellers that would stay on the phone with me for an hour. They want me to get to the point and get to the offer way quicker than an hour. I mean, after I'm on the phone with someone for 15 minutes, they're like, "All right, come on. You got all the questions answered. Where's your offer at?"
And honesty. I think honesty is a big deal. These people aren't stupid.
Yeah. Well, but they get it too. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, when you explain it, they're like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they know how things work. And like that guy, I was like, full disclosure, I'm not the buyer of your house. He was like, well, I figured that.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's nice to be able to say things like that, you know, instead of having to skirt around it.
Yeah.
So we offer students in our program a 90-day guarantee where if they make 50 offers in the first 90 days and they somehow don't get a deal. So in their first 3 months, Monday through Friday, they need to make 1 offer a day. And if during those 90 days and they make to 50 offers, they don't get a deal, we give them a 100% money back guarantee, right? Yep. Sometimes people will say, well, it's probably super hard to make 50 offers. Now that you've done it before, how easy do you think it would be to make 50 offers in 90 days?
I've made, and I'm getting married soon. I haven't worked in like 3 weeks on this, honestly, but I've made probably 200 to 300 offers since I started.
That's insane.
I mean, so like you understand, like you can go make 10 offers a day. Yeah.
Easily, especially if you follow y'all's advice and get smarter contacts.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that changes the game because when you can just reach out to everybody and then only talk to the people who raise their hand. Yeah. The thing that somebody will do that's going to guarantee they're successful is they need to adopt a mindset of I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, right? In the beginning, you don't need to know who's my buyer, who's my seller, what title company am I going to use, how do I pay taxes. You focus on one thing at a time, right? So go find somebody who wants to sell their property or go find a developer who's looking to buy properties, right? Knock that out. Then move on to the next thing, right? Because if you start to think of all of these problems in your head, of these things you have to figure out, you are making those problems real. Like your mind, like scientifically, your mind does not know the difference between these problems you're making up in your head and what's actually in front of you. So it perceives it as a real problem, and that friction can prevent you from ever getting started in the first place. Like the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. So just start with one thing, right? Go make that first call, right? And from there, you get the ball rolling, right? It's inertia. It's like objects in motion tend to stay in motion. Once you get that ball rolling, things will start to figure themselves out. Look at like California, like Beverly Hills, right? Everybody thought these actors and stuff were fucking crazy for buying houses, you know, spending $2 million on a house. And now that dirt is worth $15 million, right? The house on top of it, you build a new one, is $40 million. Yeah. Like, that same thing is going to happen in PV.
Yeah.
Like, all of these houses now are only going to get more expensive. Like, if you're a betting man, you think 10 years from now PV is going to be less expensive?
Yeah.
Where would you say the price ranges of PV will be in about 15 years?
All right, well, I'll tell you from when I started wholesaling, I have a spreadsheet still of every single area in PV and what the prices were. And you're talking prime PV was like max buy price of 2.3 million, 2.4 million for lots. And that was 3 years ago. 15 years from now, I mean, I see no reason why lots aren't going to be 10 to 15 million.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, Scottsdale has like got a huge surge of popularity, especially with rich people moving here, because this was the #1 destination for millionaires to move to.
This place is sweet. We're at Swing Shift, and it's the best place to play golf in Scottsdale, especially as the summer heat gets going up to 105, 110, 115. You can be in air conditioned, play any course you want in the United States, and you can have drinks, food, do whatever you want, all while you're here. This is the place to be. You gotta put your watch like this, or else when you lay it down, it scratches on the back of it.
Already scratched, man.
No. Well, it's gonna get scratched more, okay? You got it.
There's an art to this?
Build the habit now, and then you won't scratch your Rolex when you get
On the
it.
side, right?
Matthew, how are you supposed to lay down a Rolex?
You have to lay down a Rolex like this. You lay it down like this, you're gonna scratch the back of the case.
Maybe when I get a Rolex, I will lay it down like that.
All right, touche.
Go. 113.
I'll take that. Oh damn, that was sick. On an Arizona fairway, that's going 400.
Points on the board. That's points on the board. See, this is what I do this for. It's the early mornings, it's the late nights, at the range, on the course, on the putting green. All to, okay, you can't see it anymore, but all to hit the ball. That was within like 20 yards of the fucking pin, boys. Horseshoes, hand grenades, hitting the green. That's called a GURP, a green in regulation.
Dude, Trump?
Yeah.
He's a good golfer. It's crazy. When he golfed with Bryson, I mean, he had a solo eagle on that. Yeah, he has a stiff swing, but I mean,
He's old.
when you do
He's
the
old
same
man,
thing
yeah.
over and over and over again, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm sure he's had advice on his swing, but I mean, he's a scratch golfer. It's crazy. I was just talking to my accountant the other day, and she was like, crypto is one of the biggest things they're cracking down on, because like, you can get paid in cryptocurrency, and there's like no trace of it. You're not paying it. If you go buy you can go buy a Ferrari with cryptocurrency. There's no sales tax. I mean, you can theoretically take all payment in cryptocurrency and avoid taxes.
And you can just move it around. Like, you know, nobody has to, like, if you go to the bank right now and I say, hey, I want to pull out 100 grand. They're not going to fucking give me 100 grand cash. They're going to come up with, we had to get, you know.
I had to get 45 grand the other day, and like a couple months ago, and I had to go to 4 different banks, and it was a pain in the ass. And I'm like, what are we talking about? I have multiple hundreds of thousands sitting in that account, and I can't go pull out 45. Yeah. It's crazy. And they're like, you have to schedule it like a couple weeks ahead of time. No, I have to schedule it 2 weeks ahead of time to come get
my money.
Yeah.
Also, it's like if I want to send you money right now, but it's past banking hours. Can't. Oh, and it takes like a fucking long ass time, and I have to pay somebody to do it, or I could just like, you know, send fucking crypto to you and I pay the gas fee. Like, blockchain technology is so fucking smart. Like, whoever came up with that shit is.
Yeah. One worry I have with like quantum computing is pretty crazy. People say it'll break the Bitcoin blockchain, which would be insane. But like quantum computing, people don't realize they think AI is crazy. Quantum's AI times 100. It's insane. I mean, the thing is though, it's never gonna replace like anyone in like what we're doing right now.
I think that everything is just leaning more and more towards fucking like Wall-E, motherfuckers in the chair.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think about myself, like, you know, get my groceries delivered, Uber Eats, all this shit. Like, how long until it's like, yeah, you just gotta leave your chair? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I think the scary part is. I have like a really hard time opening up my Coinbase.
I'm bullish on XRP because the simple way to say it is I think XRP is like the plumbing system for cryptocurrency. I also think it could take over the SWIFT banking system and handle transactions immediately with a much less cost. And when we talk about like international trade and stuff and money coming from the United States to Indonesia to China to all these different countries, Europe, we can process those fees immediately. One thing that'll be interesting to see what happens with all this stuff is as big corporate America starts to get into cryptocurrency. I mean, NASDAQ trading hours are currently like set. It's going to turn to 24/7 eventually. People are going to be trading all the time as cryptocurrency starts to be a larger part of it, because there's no trading hours for cryptocurrency. It's 24/7. So should be interesting to see what it'll happen. XRP to the moon. What the average deal size is out there in the luxury space, there's not a better return on investment out there. I mean, I netted, I think, 2.2 million last year and spent 27,500 on marketing. Tell me another business that you can spend that much. I mean, we're talking like meme coin numbers from back in the day. To spend 28 grand to generate over $2 million in assignment fees. I mean, you can't do that with traditional. To get to $2 million in assignment fees in the traditional side of wholesaling, you have to have a whole team built out and be spending. What?
Do you have a whole team built out?
Well, the team is me, myself, and I. Yeah, no.
You need 2.2
I didn't have a
million on your
team. Yeah, I didn't have a team to do any of that. That was completely all on my own. Yeah. Marcus, what's your guess on what we're spending on dinner?
75 a person.
75 a person times 6, 450. Do you guys think we're going to be over or under? I think we're going to be over double that. We're at Mastro Steakhouse, one of the best in the valley.
Oh, dude, check out that menu. Look at the top.
Oh, come on.
That's
now.
what I'm talking about.
Here, you take that one. Thank you, sir. Oh, I'm sorry.
That is Remember what we said, the first thing you need to buy is literally pay in full a year subscription of Smarter Contact, Virtual Flip Lead, like get all that shit out of the way. And then you know, like, hey, look, this is taken care of, I can keep doing this.
And that money's not in your pocket burning a hole in there.
Yeah, but you have something that now you know it's like, hey, I can run this business for the next 12 months.
And like $7 grand up front. And your marketing costs are taken care of for the most part for the year, besides list pulling. And then, like, people just get behind. They close a deal and they don't put a lot back into their business. And it's the biggest mistake people make, because that money burns a hole in your pocket really, really quick when you're not reinvesting it. And then you get to a point where, oh, I'm gonna make or break on this next deal, and they reinvest in their business. I have to get a deal, and then it doesn't work out, and then they're out of the industry because they didn't know what to do with their first big deal. Come on! Oh yeah, those are all for you, Marcus.
Wow.
Congratulations, bro.
Please don't start singing.
Like, what makes it worth it for Tyson and I at the end of the day is seeing people like you win. Like, it truly, when we put our heads down to sleep at night, knowing that people like you can change their lives with learning a skill like this makes it all worth it. And like, from the bottom of our hearts, we're so happy for you.
Also, look, you would have done it anyway. If we could have done anything to speed it up.
Yeah.
No, it's really amazing. You should be so proud of yourself.
But you should know, you're the kind of guy, you would have done it anyway.
You would have.
We just fast-tracked you.
Well,
That's so impressive.
either way, I mean, you should have seen how dialed in this guy is, bro. We were driving around.
It's crazy.
Bro, he was talking about shit. He was like, oh yeah, we're on Tatum. I noticed they east of Tatum. Or west of Tatum. He's like, they don't really do as many new builds over
We're
here.
driving through PB. He's like, I talked to that person right there at that house.
He was literally clocking shit that I didn't realize for a very long time. And I was like, damn.
You can be if you stick to it and like really put your head down and grind. Like, you can be so successful.
Well, so hey, tell them what you said that what your goal is for the rest of the year.
One a month.
One a month. He wants to make $1 million this year.
I know Matthew's heart and like his grit towards what he wants to provide for our family, and that's what matters the most to me. Like, I knew, yeah, I could care less if we're making 50 grand a year. Like, we're gonna survive off of that, and that's gonna be great. But the fact that what he makes now is, it provides us a life beyond my wildest dreams.
I gotta tell you,
But
you have faith in him. obviously
knew
they're
from
both
the
very
moment I met
successful.
him, like, I believe in what he believes in, and I'll root for him for like the rest of my life.
It's like what the Bible says when it says like your God will be my God and your people will be my people. When a wife says this to her husband, and it's like she's like, I trust you fully as like the leader of our family, and I'll trust every decision you make. And having that like faith behind you, like that you know your wife, because there's people that deal with a wife that's naggy and that like puts them down and that wants them to not pursue their dreams. When we talk to people that when we're talking to them, oh, I'd have to talk to my wife, I don't know if she'd want me to pursue this. It's like I know that my wife, any decision I make, she's going to trust that it's for the best, the betterment of our family, and she's fully supportive of every decision I make because of that. And yeah.
At first, he said that he was expecting $75 a person.
That comes out to $450 for the total bill for tonight.
So $450 between all of us. Now I got about 14 martinis sitting in front of me. Not half of them are mine. In fact, zero.
Aldo rain.
That's a damn good deal. In fact, I fucking quoted that on the shit earlier. I'll take that deal. The bill's about to come. Somebody's about to have to pay this shit. Matthew, get your wallet
Definitely
out.
more than that.
Sorry, man, I can't cover this one.
All good, all good. We're
Hey,
gonna flip a coin. Me and Marcus are flipping a coin for this bill.
I'm not trying to take
Hey,
up my whole
Marcus,
deal.
bro. Hey, listen, man, you made a lot of money pretty soon here, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Good ups.
I didn't know that
Hey, I love the
counted
fact
the
that you were
caliber of
not
people
interested in
I'm
the
hanging out with.
Kobe that we had to order. So,
Yeah. We
so
threw
thank
away
you.
about $200 in Kobe.
Yeah, thank you for covering this for us, bro.
No problem.
Appreciate you, dog. All right, should we get out of here? Oh my, we still have to spend more money.
Yeah, we gotta order.
We
some
haven't
more
even
food.
hit the minimum.
We're at
It's too
$1,300.
cheap.